Now, Fishcoin, the app that rewards you for fishing. Fishcoin is a free app. Go to your app store to download.
All right. G'day, everyone. Welcome back to Fishcoin Live. We hope you all enjoyed our live coverage down there in Slovakia, and we won't hold you too much longer. We're going to cross over to the brand new world champion, Pierre Kuntz, over there in France. Let's bring him up now.
Hi everyone.
Pierre, how are you, mate?
Hi Josh.
How's everything settling for you back home?
Yeah, everything goes well. I get my baggage at the time. It was not the same when I come to Slovakia, so I was happy to get my luggage.
Yep.
And everything is going well. I go back to work.
Yeah. So have you had a chance to go out fishing since you've been home, or?
Not yet. I am quite busy, but I will try to go fishing this weekend. Maybe a few hours, but I'm not sure. And I hope I will go because in 2 weeks it is the close date of fishing in France. So
Okay.
it's the end of season.
And what species would you be chasing this weekend? Is it trout or?
Yeah, trout mostly. Maybe some grayling, but mostly trout.
Cool, mate. We've had a few questions come in, and first of all, we want to know what's going on here. We can see you got the Aussie hat on. Is this good luck, or what's the go with this one?
This hat, I have several cap, and this one is quite nice, and it reminds me something happened in Tasmania. So I have this cap this year, and this one is nice.
Is this like a special, like some people have their lucky socks or hankies or anything like that? Is this one of those things?
No.
Or is it...
I take it. I have it in my room since a few years, and I take it to go fishing a few months later. So nothing about lucky or things like that.
Cool. Now, a few people have asked, do you have your medals near you at the moment?
Yeah, just here.
Yeah, they want to know if you can hold a couple of medals up.
I have both here.
Nice. Now, these, do you have many other medals? Have you won many others?
Yeah, I have others, but they are not next to me. But I have already 10 international medals.
Yep. Do you consider this the biggest achievement?
These two, yes, for sure, because in the same time, the most important, so the team gold, and in addition the individual gold. So for sure, it is the best. But I have already win the World Youth Fly Fishing Championship, the European Championship in team. So it's a good accomplishment. Yeah.
Cool. Now, what's next for you? Like, when's your next competition? Is that this year over and done with?
For the official competition, yes, it's all is done. But I have one competition in like 1 month, but it's not an official one, just for train. And the official competition will start next year, maybe in March or April.
Yeah, cool. Now, if anyone's got any questions for Pierre, just chuck them in the chat there, and we'll see if we can get them across to him. But we're just looking back through the video. I want you to sort of let us know what's going on here. I'll just bring it up now. Let me bring it up here. If you see, you've just caught a fish, and hang on, let me just start that video again. So you've just caught a fish, and you can see it's like you're strumming the guitar. Is this the method that you use to dry your fly, or?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I don't know the words in English, but I take the line, I put the fly, I make it vibrate, and it dries the fly.
Yeah. Is there a special name for it, or?
No, it's like it's I use this.
Like a rubber band?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. There's a cool little trick for those who don't know about that one yet. Apart from like fly fishing, what do you do for work?
Sorry, what time do for?
What do you do for work apart from fly fishing, or is fly fishing your job?
I'm a research engineer, so I work in the field of lithium-ion batteries.
Okay.
So I have also a PhD in the field of batteries, and it's a very interesting field today because electric vehicles and everything around batteries are growing every day. So it's an interesting field.
Cool. We've got a question in from Rokas over in Lithuania. He wants to know, what tippet diameter do you use for competitions?
It really depends on the competition. You think about Slovakia, I use 10 or 9 millimeters, 0.10 or 0.09 millimeters. But it really depends on the fish on the river. I can fish from 0.09 from 0.20 millimeters. It depends really of the situation.
Cool. We've got another question in from Lucas. He said, "What is the best fly in the lake session that you come across?"
For me, it was black streamers or black boobies. It was the best fly for me in my session. I'm not sure that it was the best fly for the competition for every fisherman, but it was the fly with this one I caught more fish.
Cool. We've got Graham's jumped on. G'day, Graham. He said, "Big congratulations, Pierre, mate. You're lucky the Swedes have flooded rivers all season." We'll be back next year in France. And what about, Lucas wants to know, what about the best dry fly in a river session? We saw you fishing dry flies.
Yeah, sure. In that river, there were some small mayfly. So I fish with small mayfly pattern with a very simple one with CDC. I don't know if it's a word in English, with like two wings and very simple fly. I think
Yeah.
that the fly was not the most important. The most important was most the way to fish and the exact position of the fly compared to the fish.
Yep. Now, we've got Remy here wants to know, what fly rods did you use for nymphing, and then what rods did you use for dry fly?
Okay, so for nymphing, I use Maxia. I have several length and powerful. So I have used the 10 feet and 8 inch line 3 or line 2 from Maxia. During the competition, I fish also with 11 feet 2 inch line 2. And for the dry fly, I use 9 feet 8 inch line 3.
Cool. Hope that answered your question, Remy. Now, now we see. Let me just bring something else up. We saw you in part of your session. Where is it? I think it's here. So we saw you change your flyer. Hang on. bring it up. Changing the rods real quickly on your hip there, and you would change from a nymphing rod to the dry fly. Now, did you see a fish here? Because we didn't see any on the camera, and a couple of casts and bang, you're on as soon as you switch rods.
Yeah, at this time of the session, I was fishing in nymph, and it was not so productive. And then I start to see some rising. So I change very quickly, and it was a good choice because I caught some fish in dry fly in a few minutes.
And we've got Lucas wants to know. He wants to know, are you able to show us your fly box, mate?
I don't have it here. It's in my baggage. But you know,
it's
I
all
don't.
it's all right. It's all right because we've got this special camera that I use, and if I went like this, but then here's a little
Maybe
look at your fly box from
yeah,
I
you can
will,
see some flies, but
just a little glimpse of your fly box from on the bank there.
I think we have several questions about the fly, but I think the most important it's not the fly. Uh, when I see the fly box of other fishermen, we have all the same. We use very usual pattern, uh, and it's better to concentrate on how to fish, on the strategy, um, on the fish behavior, than on the fly. The fly is the end of the analysis of the fishing, I think.
Yeah, we saw you fishing. I think you fished half of that session that we were filming you. Basically, at where you started, I think you moved like 2 meters or 3 meters, and you fished for about 45 minutes there. And now, do you think you could have stayed there the whole session?
I was staying there until there are some rising. So at the beginning, there were like 15 fish rising, uh, and I start to fish them um, at the beginning. I go to the one who were a little bit um, not so close from me, and after taking like 13 fish, there were no rising, so I go in the stream to nymph. But if there were rising all the time, I stay in the same place all the time.
Here we got Vladimir's come on. Said congratulations, Pierre, once again. I'm not sure, but I think you are the youngest world champion. And he's got a
No,
question. You're
I'm not.
not?
I'm not because I think that David Arca is a Spanish competitor, was world champion at something like 23, 24, 25, and I am 28.
Okay.
But maybe I am the second
You're
one.
close.
Yeah.
Maybe the second youngest. He wants to know. Vladimir wants to know what type of hooks you have used during the championships.
Several one because for each dry or nymph, I have different hooks. So I used to fish with hooks from Jan Caleri. Some hooks also from for GMC or other brand. But I don't have only one hook, so it's quite hard to answer accurately.
Yeah. Hi, Kyle. We've got DJ says, do you prefer fluorocarbon or would you use nylon as well?
I use both, but most of the time I use fluorocarbon.
Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, for nymphing, I use only fluorocarbon, and for dry, I use both. Depend.
Cool. We've got Virgil here. Sorry if I pronounced your names wrong. Do you use tapered leader or level leader for nymphing?
Most of the time, I have only a tippet, like 18 or 17, like maybe 4 meter and a half, and then I have the tippet.
Cool. Now, mate, we're watching towards the end of your beat. The end of your session. Before we finish filming. Was this planned or was this luck? So we see you walking out here with the dry fly, and it looks like you're just trying to get into position. If you look closely, while you're walking out there, if you're always watching the fly, and bang, you're on straight away.
Yeah.
So, did you know that fish was there, or was that just a little bit of luck? And
No, I have seen some rising, and at the end of the session, I go as quick as possible to go to some fish which were rising just under the bridge. So I walk, I put the fly where I think the rising is, and I continue to walk, and then the railing takes the fly when I was walking. So it's both because I was knowing that there were fish on that position, but he comes to the fly, so it's a little bit of lucky. But I have seen it better before.
I remember as a little kid, we used to like chuck it out and then try and walk to the spot where we want to go, and you'd usually miss them. So that just goes to show, always watch your fly no matter what you're doing. So we've got another question here from Davey. What tippet for dry and what tippet for nymphing?
Here in Slovakia, I use only trout under. And the size at the end in 9, 0.09. At the beginning, we can use a bigger line.
So the dry and the nymphing?
Yeah, same.
And what else we got here? We got Vo asks again, for dry fly, what maxia do you use?
It's 9 feet 8 inch line 3.
Yep.
It's S64.
Alex jumped on. Many congratulations, Pierre. Superb fishing. What brand of fluorocarbon are you using?
Most of the time, I will say every time I use trout hunter.
Cool, mate. So where's you planning to head fishing this weekend?
This weekend, I'm going to visit the family of my girlfriend. So she lives in the Alps, in the north part of the Alps, not so far from the city of Evian, the brand of the bottle of water. And so I will fish in the river. There are several rivers in this area, so I will fish in this area.
Cool. And the Fitzmouche World Fly Fishing Championships in France next year.
Yep.
And how's the venues looking? Have you?
We are very happy to have a world championship in France. We have trained and we will continue to train. It's a different feeling because it's at home. I want to say not so close for me because I have 6-hour driving to go in the rivers and lakes, which will be in the championship next year. But it's an opportunity to be very well prepared. So we have done it seriously, and we will do it seriously to be very well prepared because it will be hard.
We're looking forward to it. Will it be how many rivers and lakes? What's the combination?
Normally, if nothing changes, there will be 3 rivers and 2 lakes. Not really 2 lakes, but 2 group of lakes. So
Yep.
two sessions in lakes, but each time on several lakes.
Graham's put here, well, Pierre's fished the Evian waters and we can only drink it. And Simon, hello from Sweden. G'day, Simon. Well, mate, big congratulations again. And we're looking forward to you in France, if we can make it there. Our goal is to try and get there as well. But thanks heap for your time and jumping on here tonight. And has anyone else got any questions? Chuck them in the chat now. But we thanks again for your time, mate, and good luck this weekend. And once again, congratulations, world champion. Do you feel there's a bit of pressure now coming into the next year, being the home country and being the world champion? Do you feel a little bit of pressure might come, or are you pretty
No,
easy?
no. First, thank you to everyone, and thank you, Josh, for this interview. And no, I did not have pressure because I will do my best, and we will see what happens. I will do my best for the team first, and we will see. I am very happy to have win it one time. It's just incredible. So we will see, but I don't have any pressure.
There is another question coming here from Davey. Do you always fish dry fly downstream?
No, it depends. It depends of the configuration of the river. At the beginning of the session, for example, here on the live, you can see that I was fishing upstream, but at the end, the rising were downstream to me. I fished it downstream. It was more easy, but we can do both.
Was that because you knew how much time was left? There wasn't much time left, and you're just trying to get to the rising fish, or?
Yeah, but I want to go very fast, so I don't change my position. And in addition, in the rising, we're in a very deep area, and I was not sure to be able to walk in this area. So I fish it downstream because I know that I was in like not too deep water. It was easy for me to walk in the river.
And where you started, where we saw you at the start, was that at the bottom of your beat? Could you go any further? Because we saw a lot of fish rising just below you.
Unfortunately, it was the end of the beat. The limit was like 2 or 3 meters behind me, and I have seen all this rising when I see my beat just before the session, and they were at least 10 or 20 fish rising just under my beat, but I cannot fish them. So
was it frustrating, or you just blocked it out and just looked upstream, or?
it was not so frustrating because I have several rising in my beat. But for sure, if my beat were like 10 meters more, maybe I could catch 10 fish more. So, but it was not frustrating.
We've got Kyle said, do you use the hybrid tips with the Maxia rods?
No, not this time.
Virgil wants to know, can you tell us some tips about your strategy you had for the rivers in Slovakia?
Yeah, sure. So I think the most important was to locate the fish, because we need to do the fish were not hard to catch. If you fish at the right place, you caught fish. So the most important was to find them as quickly as possible to be able to catch a lot of fish, because in most of the session, especially at the beginning of the competition, we have to caught like 50 fish in 3 hours to be well ranked. So for me, the strategy was to locate the fish very quick. Um, and after that, it was very different on each bit, because the water was different. Sometimes we find fish in small water, sometimes in deep water. If we fish under a very good fisherman, it was also complicated to fish, so we have to adapt. Um, I think the most important was to locate fish and to adapt very quickly to the situation.
Yeah, we saw you switch over rods quite often, and sometimes you'd only be on the nymphing rod for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and then or 5 minutes, I think it was, and then you just switch back. Did you have many hits in that area on the nymph, or is it just mainly dry fly?
In the last session where you filmed me, the nymph was not so productive. I get some fish, but not so much. And in this place, dry fly was better. But at the beginning of the session, it was the complete opposite. I caught like most of my fish on nymph, all of my fish on nymph.
Yeah. We've got David here. Hi Pierre, can you tell us the team important role of Captain Sebastian?
Captain Sebastian. um, can I tell you, sorry, the team important role?
The important role of the captain.
The role. Okay. Yeah, his role is important because he tried to plan or to make the structure of the team during the training. Every member of the team help the team, so we all participate to the strategy. But for sure, Sebastien, everybody know him. He's a incredible fisherman, so his help is very useful to find the best strategy. But he is a captain, but he let all doors open for the other teammate.
Yeah.
It's not like a chief. We help us together, and Sebastien drive it.
Cool. Alex wants to know, how do the French team select their anglers for the World Fly Fishing Championships? Is it a series of qualifying events, or is it a one-off selection event?
No, it's like a series of qualification. In France, we have three level of competition. So when you have good results, you goes up to the first level, and then we look at the results of each competitor for the 3 past years. So we have a ranking which is a little bit comparable to the ATP in tennis. So we took the result of 3 years for each competitor, and based on this ranking, we make the team with like top 10 or top 15 of this ranking. Depending on the championship, we choose one fisherman and another, depending on the abilities of each other.
Cool. Virgil wants to know, what size nymphs do you use?
It really depends on the water. It goes from nymph on 18 size hook, 2.3 millimeters, to the nymph on size 10 with 4 millimeter beds. It really depends on the type of water, but for sure I adapt the nymph on the water, especially the weight.
Cool. We've got Tom O'Connor over in Ireland wants to know, why is the French team so successful in the championships?
It's difficult for me to answer because I don't know exactly how it works in the other team, so I don't have something to compare. I think that first of all, in France, we are quite lucky because we have several type of rivers, so we can train in a lot of different techniques. And in addition, we have a big French championship, so we have a lot of concurrents in this championship. So to go in the team, you have to be very well prepared. And the last thing is that we prepare together with the team. We help us, and we make everything for the team.
Cool. Is the team already selected for next year? Kyle asks.
No, not yet. There will be in a few months, weeks, months, I don't know, a special committee to select the team, but the team is not selected yet.
Cool. Graham's come on here. Great question, guys. Pierre will be here till midnight, so we won't keep him up too long. So we've got a couple more questions. How often do you meet to train as a team on the run up to the championships? How often do you get together as a team?
This time we come in Slovakia a little bit more than 1 week to train, but in France we don't have the time to train together. Maybe 1 weekend in the year, but not so much more because we are quite far between us, and we already have several competitions, things like that, so we don't find the time to train together. But it should be interesting to do it.
We got Julian jumped on here. Where is Brian? I'm not quite sure what that one means. Richard says, how many days do you fish a year?
First of all, I did not fish a day. The only day I fish is during the World Championship, the whole day. Most of the time, I'm going to fish only 2 hours in Min.
How many days out of the year do you go and fish those 2 hours? Do you fish every day or?
Maybe I think this year not so much because I have a lot of things to do. In average, maybe 70, 80 times a year, including my competition in France and things like that.
Cool. Virgil wants to know, what boots do you use? You prefer felt or Vibram?
Personally, I prefer felt. In some conditions, Vibram are the only shoes allowed, so I don't have the choice. But if I have the choice, I prefer felt.
Yeah. Ivan said, congratulations, Pierre. I think you might have answered this one, but what is your leader formula for nymphing and which brand do you use for leader?
For nymphing, after the the nymph fly line, I only put a tippet, like 18 or 17, for approximately 4.5 meters. At the end of this, I put like 40 centimeters of colored line, yellow or red, and just after that, I put the tippet.
Cool. Kyle wants to know, do you make your own dry fly leaders?
Yeah. I made my dry fly leaders. For this competition, when I was on the last station, I use leaders from the market, and I add some line at the end. But in some time in some of my line, I do my own leader with all the different tippet size, and I put a knot between them.
Cool. All right. Well, questions have stopped flowing. We might give you guys can have about another minute if you got any other questions to throw in. We won't keep him up all night. He does have work tomorrow. So well, buddy, once again, congratulations. I'll be sending you through your video tomorrow of your session, and everyone else, stay tuned. We've got some more photos we'll be putting up probably tomorrow from some of the sessions in the World Fly Fishing Championships in Slovakia. So anyway, we'll wrap it up there, mate. Thanks heaps for your time, and congratulations once more. And we look forward to seeing you trying to retain the World Championship next year, team-wise and individual. Phil's just jumped in with the last question. What sort of indicator do you use for nymphing?
I use the Rio 2000 or Anak or Vision.
Yeah.
It's the same. So
cool. All right. Well, thanks again, mate.
Thank you a lot, Josh.
We'll let you go, and thanks everyone for tuning in. Stay tuned for some more pictures coming up, and if you haven't got the Fishcoin app yet, the free Fishcoin app that rewards you for catching fish, make sure you download it from the app stores. You can get it from iOS and Android. You can also scan that QR code on screen right now, create your profile, and start catching fish on the Fishcoin app and earning points, which are called fish coins. And you can buy discount coupons from our global partners. So make sure you get onto that one, and see you guys soon.
See you. Thank you, everyone.
Now, Fishcoin, the app that rewards you for fishing. Fishcoin is a free app. Go to your app store to download.